Hello, kids, and welcome back to primary. So, this week's lesson is on follow the prophet, which we should all be doing. So, first, the obvious song we're going to be singing is Follow the Prophet, complete with words. And guess what? It's also Legos, so enjoy.
Adam was a prophet, first one that we know. In a place called Eden, he agreed to grow. Adam served the Lord by following his ways. We are his descendants in the land of Pizza! Follow the prophet, follow the prophet, follow the prophet. Don't go astray. Follow the prophet, follow the prophet, follow the prophet. He knows the way. He was a prophet, since I was young. People in the city, just the ones I saw. Then there was the righteous, then there was the sin. Heavenly Father took them up to live with him. Follow the prophet, follow the prophet, follow the prophet. Don't go astray. Follow the prophet, follow the prophet, follow the prophet. He knows the way. Noah was a prophet, called to preach the word. He proclaimed his sentence, but nobody heard. They were busy sinning, Noah preached in vain. They wished they had listened when they saw the rain. Follow the prophet, follow the prophet, follow the prophet. Don't go astray. Follow the prophet, follow the prophet, follow the prophet. He knows the way. Moses was a prophet, sent to Israel. He would lead them to the promised land to dwell. They were slow to follow, or so it appears. They were in the wilderness for 40 years. Follow the prophet, follow the prophet, follow the prophet. Don't go astray. Follow the prophet, follow the prophet, follow the prophet. He knows the way. Samuel was a prophet, chosen as a boy. Hannah promised God her son would serve with joy. In the tabernacle, Samuel heard his name. He was called by God and answered, "Here I am." Follow the prophet, follow the prophet, follow the prophet. Don't go astray. Follow the prophet, follow the prophet, follow the prophet. He knows the way. Daniel was a prophet, he refused to sin. So the king threw Daniel in the lion's den. He was called the lion, to the king's law. Daniel's powers great, for he obeyed God's law. Follow the prophet, follow the prophet, follow the prophet. Don't go astray. Follow the prophet, follow the prophet, follow the prophet. He knows the way.
Snail racing.
Just as I thought, the sports were coming back. Ends up they're not. Basketball is canceled. Football's, we don't know. So I found a new sport. It's called snail racing. And guess what? Snails racing. And it's not too fast. It's easy to keep track of them. And see, they got to crawl out of that circle. And the first one to crawl the circle wins. And they even have a world record holder that did it in like 2 minutes. And then later on, another snail did it almost as fast, 2 minutes and 1 second. There he is crossing the finish line. So, congratulations on that snail. All right, so our lesson today is on following the prophet. But first, try to think of something you have forgotten. Like you're too young to forget your car keys, or maybe you forgot your money, or you forgot to clean your room. I don't know, there's all sorts of things you forget. This guy right here, he's playing the cello, which is an instrument I used to play, or I still play it. And you can see he's at a castle, it looks like, and he probably is playing for a king. When I was a kid, I played it. Here's a picture of me playing the cello. Look how happy I am. I used to practice for hours a day. I had lessons once a week. And one time I returned from my cello lesson, and my cello teacher called me and he says, "Hey, you left your cello here." And I go, "Oh, I'm glad you remind me. I didn't even notice it was missing." He goes, "No, you left it in the parking lot." I go, "Wow, that I brought the cello out to the car and I forgot to put it in the car." So yeah, we should have cello player parking only where I could have put my cello, but they didn't have that. And I'm glad I didn't leave it on the beach. Otherwise, I never would have found it and it probably been washed by the water. So we should be following the prophet so we don't forget what to do. And he reminds us all the time. He tells us that we should pray together as families, and also we should pray on our own, all right? Sometimes we need help from our parents. We should also take the sacrament, right, which we can do at church this Sunday. We should love everybody, not just good people. We should love even the people that are mean to us. And we should bear our testimony. How do you like that with bears? Bears don't know how to bear their testimony, but it's a cool word. And then we also should be reading the scriptures. We can also listen to the scriptures, have our parents read the scriptures to us. And we should sing songs, kind of like the Follow the Prophet song, huh? That fits in right with the lesson. And here's a picture of the prophet, and we should follow him, whatever he says. All right? There are a lot of fake prophets out there, so we have to make sure we're following a true prophet. Like this guy, he looks nice, but he's not a real prophet. He looks nice too, but he also is not a real prophet. And this, yeah, definitely not a prophet. No question about that. I don't even know what that's doing in here. But a real prophet follows Christ, and Christ has given them permission and anointed them as prophets. Okay, so I remember a few months back we were talking about the clowns that pretend to be cops. Well, there's a different group. They place fake fire hydrants next to the car, and when the people come back out, the officer's writing them a ticket saying, "Hey, you owe me $100 because you parked next to a fire hydrant." Of course, people don't remember doing that, and this police officer's fake. He looks like a nice guy, right? But no, he's not real. And in the end, what happened is all these people, instead of having to pay $100 for a ticket, the police officer, the fake police officer, was really nice and gave them $100 just for putting up with the fake police officer. You can see none of these people are happy because they're getting fake tickets. Yeah, I know. I wouldn't be happy either. So anyway, remember a few months ago we saw the clowns. So I'm going to show it again just so you remember. But these guys were being pulled over by fake policemen. Now, this guy's a mime, right? And he's trying to do what's right. He's not a bad guy. This guy was speeding or something, or this woman was doing something wrong. We're not sure what. But the mimes pulled these people over. And look, that guy's pretending like there's a wall there. There isn't. He's trying to open the door, and he can't. And people are going, "What are you doing?" So fortunately, he has an assistant. Yep, there we go. He's got the key to the door. So he's walking over there in his clown suit, giving a key to the fake police officer, lets him open the door. There he goes. Oh, now he's pulling a rope. Fake rope. This is what mimes do. If you ever watch mimes, they always have glass walls and fake rope. He goes up there and says, "Look at that. It's 30 miles per hour, and you were going too fast." And the lady's looking at him, laughing. So is that man. They go, "We know you're not real. They don't have the authority. The government didn't give them the authority. The city didn't give them authority. They're not allowed to pull cars over because, for one thing, they look ridiculous. But fortunately, they go on their way. Yeah, bye-bye. Have a good day."
After his preaching was rejected in the north, Nephi returned home. At home, Nephi prayed because he was saddened that the people were wicked and that the Gadianton robbers controlled the government. When the people passing by stopped to watch, Nephi asked them, "How can you unite yourselves to the Gadianton robbers?" Some robbers were present, and they stirred up the crowd to anger against Nephi, but others defended him. Nephi explained that those who rejected the prophets were destroyed, and because the Nephites were denying the prophets, they were in danger of destruction. By inspiration, Nephi told them that the chief judge had been murdered by his brother. The crowd sent 5 people to check on the judge. When they found the judge dead, they believed Nephi's words, including his warning that the Nephites would be destroyed if they did not repent. This thought overwhelmed them. The 5 were put in prison because people thought they had murdered the judge. The next day, the 5 were released, and they testified about what they had seen. However, the Gadiantons blamed Nephi. "You must be working with someone. Tell us who helped you, and we'll set you free, and give you money. O ye fools and stiff-necked people, I will give unto you another sign. Go to the chief judge's brother, Seantum, and ask him if he murdered his brother. He will say no. But then you will find blood on his cloak. He will confess and say that I was not involved." Seantum was arrested, and Nephi was set free. Many Nephites then believed. Some believed Nephi's words, and some believed the testimony of the 5. As Nephi went home, he was pondering about his experience when he heard God's voice. God blessed Nephi for his service, and because God trusted Nephi completely, he gave Nephi the sealing power, which gave Nephi the authority to perform mighty miracles. At God's command, Nephi continued to warn the people, but they did not repent. Instead, they divided into groups and fought each other. Nephi asked God to replace the war with a famine. While the fighting stopped, many still died. Eventually, they humbled themselves and they asked Nephi to pray for them. When Nephi prayed, the famine ended and the people enjoyed peace and prosperity. The peace was ended by a new generation of Gadianton robbers who caused destruction and war. While the people were fighting with the robbers, they remembered God. But when they were safe, many forgot God, became prideful, and committed sin, which set them up for further heartbreak as they spiraled through the pride cycle.